Welcome back to the Cricket Analyst. I'm your host Rishabh Jain, and today I have to talk to you about something very serious, and that is the dying of Test cricket. Is the end of Test cricket near because of the T20s and the ODIs going on, and people looking and the broadcasters looking over the T20I leagues and international T20 cricket as a major focus? And because of that, is Test cricket losing its charm as a purest form of the game? And today we are talking about this topic because it's now the time that we have to ultimately discuss about this and come to a conclusion if test cricket is really necessary or not. So first subscribe to the channel and stick around and let's start with the video. So talking about the reasons why Test cricket is dying. First of all, is players prioritizing T20 leagues over national duties. That's one of the main things. If the main players are not playing for their country and the country is not able to perform because of them, it's not worth it. And it's just not about the teams. Individual players are opting out for T20 leagues for just the money they are getting from there. And for example, if we take the example of Haris Rauf from Pakistan, who recently pulled out from the crucial test series against Australia to play in the Big Bash League. Is the temptation of T20 leagues affecting the commitment of players towards their country? Shouldn't the players' responsibility to be like Mitchell Stark, who prioritize, or like a Pat Cummins, who prioritize their country before the T20 league and win a World Test Championship or a World Cup for them? So why can't be players like just like Mitchell Stark or Pat Cummins? And this brings me to the second point: is the teams, not even the players, the teams are not prioritizing Test cricket at all. For example, if we take South Africa, in their World Test Championship cycle, they are meant to play like what 15, 17 Test matches at max. And that creates a big problem because South Africa used to be known as a force who used to dominate in Test cricket and have a really good Test cricket at their home and give a good competition in overseas tours. But recently, South Africa raised eyebrows by sending their shadow team, or I would say B team, to play two test matches against New Zealand. Why? Well, the main players are lured by the South African T20 League, the SA20 League, where the board is pressurizing, or I would say recommending the players to play their T20 League in order to generate revenue for the board. But is this helping the cricket to go anywhere? And even cricket legend Waugh expressed his concerns in his Instagram post of why Test cricket is dying and is T20 cricket stealing the spotlight from the traditional format, which we are seeing that it is getting better and better, but there's some loopholes that, which brings me to the third point, which is only four big teams are producing quality cricket, and because of the, for example, India, England, Australia, and New Zealand, these are the big four who are only the teams who are playing quality cricket and producing quality matches. And if we see Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, or any other team doesn't stand in front of them. Bangladesh is good at their home, but they are not good enough outside. So, which creates a big problem because when these four teams tour around the world and they are not competing against each other, the quality of cricket just goes down. And if, when they are competing against each other, then only the public and the audience wants to watch the match. And last but not the least, there has been a pay scale disparity in Test cricket because you get less match fee in comparison to ODIs or T20s, or I would say we compare it to our T20 leagues salary, like a player getting $4 lakh or something like that, a big player and not playing for their country, who will not even get a good amount of money. So I think that's the main last reason, and I would say this is the major one because if there is no pay scale which is good enough, I think players will start investing and going towards T20 leagues more and more. And why would players invest in 5 grueling days in that test match? But this compensation matching the effort? That's the main question, and many argue that it's time to reassess the pay structure of Test cricket to make it more attractive to proposition. And the now come we come to the solutions, which not like they change the picture completely, but at least start to move in a direction. So first of all, if we see, we can the boards can bring in strict norms and NOCs. Firstly, cricket boards need to establish strict norms and enforce no objection certificates that players will face consequences if they're leaving their national games without a valid reason like a maternity leave or paternity leave, and they're going to T20 leagues to just earn money. For example, if we take what Afghanistan board has done, has been an example that Afghanistan cricket board took a stand by cancelling Mujibur Rahman's NOC when he was reluctant to play for his national team. But the thing is, he went to play BBL instead of a no from his cricket board, but they cancelled his NOC and banned him for playing at any T20 leagues for next 2 years, which shows this kind of strictness we need from the board in order to preserve this purest form of the game. And which brings me to the second point, that if World Test Championship is a thing done by ICC, why doesn't ICC intervene, do an intervention in T20 league schedules? Because if T20 league schedules are collapsing or like I would say contrasting with the schedules of international cricket, they should totally remove the window to some point where it is not like contrasting or like competing with it, so that the players have enough time to play both the things, and the boards are giving their 100% to organize the international tours. And last but not the least, which the boards can do is, as I told you, they can increase the pay scale for test matches in order to bridge the gap, and that would help the players to get more motivated towards their country to play this beautiful format. And I think Test cricket can be revived, but ICC needs to be more stronger in this case by not just introducing a championship to increase audience interest, but also increase cricket board's interest and players' interest as well. As cricket enthusiasts, it's our responsibility to address issues and find solutions to ensure the survival and prosperity of Test cricket. What are your thoughts on these challenges and proposed solutions? Let's discuss in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and subscribe for more insightful cricket content. And until next time, keep the love for the game alive. And I'm your host, Rishabh Jain, taking a leave. Thank you guys, and see you next time.